When you look back on, say, like when you were 29,
I'm still 29.
What's up, girly pops? Welcome back to my podcast, The Girl with No Career. I'm your host, Kimberly, and today I have a very special guest with me, the giver of my life, my mother, Adelita.
Hey, babe. So glad you could have me on tonight. Hi, guys.
What is it that you do like right now? What's your career? What is your job title?
My job title is business office manager at a nursing home.
Okay, and what all does that entail?
A lot. I actually do all the billing for the facility, and I am in charge of making sure that the residents that qualify for Medicaid are actually on Medicaid.
Okay, because some of them are
No. And we have to apply every year, so make sure that they qualify and that their stay is covered.
Okay. Is that what you've always done, or for how long have you been doing this?
I've actually been in this field for probably about 18 years. Started off by chance, a major opportunity. I was actually doing like independent home health, as some would call it, for my ex-husband's boss, and he happened to know the nurse practitioner that worked at the county hospital in Crosbyton, and she came in and we got to talking, and she's like, "What are you doing here? You are way too smart to be doing this. Tell you what, go clean up and come put an application in at Crosby County Hospital." So I went home after my shift and put on a skirt, a shirt, went to the hospital to get an application, and she looked at me and she's like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, "You told me." And she's like, "Dang, girl, you clean up well."
I was gonna say, did you even like own a skirt? You're saying you had a skirt, and I'm like, Mom, what?
Yeah, I borrowed it from Mom.
That tracks, and it was probably a church skirt.
Yes, it was. But her name was Mariana, and I guess she saw something in me that nobody else did.
Yeah.
And then I started there, was there for about 5-6 years, and my husband got a job in Snyder. And he talked to his people out there. It's like, "Hey, I think I know someone that can do the job that you're looking for."
Your now husband.
My now husband. I love him.
They'll be celebrating their 1-year anniversary of marriage.
After 15 years, but we're there. I mean, he loved
this
me.
December.
Yes, this December 14th. But he loved me enough to still marry me. That's a plus.
Yeah. I'm glad that I have married parents now.
Yeah, I hear that.
No longer
Unfortunately, you got married before me, but who's judging?
Well, this is your second marriage, so technically you did get married first, and then I got married, and then you got married again. So.
Why you gotta bring up this shit?
Anyways, you're now in Snyder. Well, let's put a pin in that, and let's go back a little before you got into this career. So you've been in this career for about 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you? I know I'm not supposed to
Mind
ask.
your business. I'm 29. But numerically, I'm probably 50.
Okay, so let's say even 20 years ago, you were only in your 30s, so you were barely breaking into your career. How old? Like 30s, 32?
Yeah, pretty much. After high school, I wanted to go to the Army. I got pregnant with you, of course, and that was out of the question. I was not going to leave you behind. Then I met my then husband, and he pretty much took care of us. I mean, I didn't have to work. I did odd-end jobs like chopping cotton, building modules, like stuff just to make ends meet.
Right.
Then I had, just to help out, to have that extra money. I had your sister and your brother, and I actually didn't go back to actual work till your brother went to school.
Wow.
Yeah,
And by that time, I was probably already,
third grade,
yeah.
fourth grade.
So you had been a stay-at-home mom for at least 8 years
Yeah.
or so?
I mean, 6 the most, but yeah,
Yeah.
stay at home mom, and then
Doing
by
what you-
chance,
yeah.
the farmer that my then husband was working for.
Who you also worked for, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's who I built modules for.
Yeah, and then he
Whose
hired you as his
fields.
mom's
Exactly.
caretaker. I was telling Derek the other day that you used to do like the modules and stuff, and he was like, "Your mom, baby, you don't know my mom."
I did, and that was really, I mean, I didn't mind it. It was money, and I was bringing it in. Of course, my then husband took care of all the bills, but the extra money that I made helped with what you guys needed
Right.
as far as sports. And I don't recall ever you go into a game without money like I did.
Yeah.
When I was younger. So I vowed to not let you guys experience that, but I did the best I could.
Yeah. And you did great. I don't ever like look back and think like, oh, I didn't have this or that. Of course, every kid wants like all the name brand
Of
stuff and
course.
things like that. But I, for sure, like have experienced and know what it's like to be a one income family. So I do know what it's like to also want to, you know, kind of do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, like where you can to try and make that extra, because you know your kid really wants to do something coming up, but you're like, ooh, after all the bills are paid and the groceries are bought, like I don't know if we can swing that, especially
But
when
you
you have more
manage.
than one kid.
And
Yes,
you have to manage.
yeah, and you do, and somehow
one way or
it
another, it always
works out.
Yes.
So I remember like a good chunk of time you work at Dairy Queen, like you were like Dairy Queen's it girl. You were, I mean, if anyone knows how to make a Dairy Queen dip cone, it's this girl right here. So
Yes.
when I decided to get like my first job there, it was freaking embarrassing because she was like the queen of everything, and I lasted 1 week. She only gave me a chance because of you. And after that, she was like, girl, I never want to see you again.
And she was your godmother too.
And she was probably very embarrassed by that fact after she let me work that drive-thru. But you did work at Dairy Queen for a while.
I did. I actually started at Dairy Queen after your brother. Their dad was not in the picture at that time, so I had to take full responsibility. Started at Dairy Queen, worked there for like 6 months, and then I got a promotion to assistant manager. And like 3 months after that, I got my own Dairy Queen in Rawls. Moved over to manage that, and hell no, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So I left there, went to Boll Weevil. I don't know if you guys know what Boll Weevil is, but we eradicated them people, things. I don't know. Within the first year,
She
in that
literally was an
area.
exterminator for farmers.
Exactly,
For fields.
that part.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar, boll weevils are these things that like eat cotton.
The cotton bolls. So started there and was doing all those things, and then that's when I came across Mariana doing independent home health.
Okay.
She got me into the clinic, and from there it was just like it just
Opened up.
expand. Yeah. My then fiance got the job in Snyder, and he kind of talked me up, but they liked me.
And you knew you could do the job.
Yeah, it was like
At that point, you had already been there. You had already been in like that field for like
For
8
like
years?
6
years.
Yeah, because I started it in Crosbyton in 2007, moved to Snyder in 2013, and from there it just like bloomed.
Yeah.
And I would have gone to college. I tried going to college to get a degree in that field, but college just isn't for some people.
Yeah.
I mean, after high school, I tried college to be a nurse. I didn't want to be a nurse. I actually wanted to be a paralegal, go into
Okay.
law.
Yeah, I remember like you said.
But I kind of got talked into going into nursing by my mom because moms know best.
Yeah.
And I tried it. No, wasn't for me.
I remember y'all telling me like you're gonna be a doctor or a lawyer like for so long, but because like you didn't want me to struggle. But now, could you see me as either one of those?
A lawyer, yes, because you don't know how to shut up. But that's what's great about you.
Also, I have a podcast.
You have your opinion and you let it be known, which is okay. I mean, but college is not for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone finds their own place through life as it comes. You
Right.
know, God works in mysterious ways and He puts you in fields and places that you probably never dreamed of.
Right. I like to think that life is like a river. And while it seems like all the water is just rushing down this one path, there's rocks here and, you know, maybe a bigger rock over here. And so every little stream of water is going a different way. And you might all end up at the same place because we're all going to end up at the same place.
Exactly.
But, you know, even though it is
It's a
like,
different path.
it's a different path. And even though it looks, you know, from the outside like, well, you know, you might have had all these opportunities, or you know, everybody was like on the same page, raised in the same household, things like that. It's not necessarily, everybody doesn't end up at the same place
the same
by
way.
the same path. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
I get that. And I tried going back to college. It's not for me. I could not sit there and do the work.
yeah.
I already know it mentally. You don't have to tell me. It's just like, I don't need it.
Right. I'm like, if I could go into college without having to do all the basic things, like I don't want to take chemistry again. I don't want to take another math class.
Algebra? What the hell is
Yes.
that? How do you even use it?
Exactly. I'm like, just throw me in to where they start teaching me about whatever it is. Like, she's
Like
supposed
real
to-
life skills?
Yes.
How about
Exactly.
that?
But yeah. So okay, let's go back a little bit before you move. Okay, so what was it like? Because we come from a very small town.
Exactly.
Even the two towns that are right next to each other, Ross and Crofton, they are so small that
And
they're
they're
connected.
They're rivals. Like probably the longest living rival in history.
Yes, but they're so intertwined and so connected because they're so small. So it's just kind of like a huge, almost like a metroplex or something out there because everybody's just so connected. So I'm sure that there were people from your hometown and people from the town that you're living in now that knew that you worked at Dairy Queen, and then they started coming into the clinic and seeing you there. What was that like? Like, what was it like? Because you did work with the public, and then you also worked with the public,
With the same public. In a different position.
which in a small town, a job like that is kind of like a status, like a, oh, boss.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
she
moved
works at
up.
the- She's like a nurse. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Pretty much, because
Yeah.
I would have someone like, hey, I have a pain right here. And like,
Yes, everyone
yeah.
started coming to you for that just because simply
Talk to
because-
Dr. Alley.
But simply because you worked there, like it was kind of almost like a status symbol.
Yeah.
So,
And they enjoyed it because they did know me from the community at Dairy Queen, and then to see a friendly face, a recognizable smile, you know,
yeah,
someone that they already knew they were going to take care of them regardless
Yeah.
of their status, whether they could be the richest person in the county or the poorest.
Right.
It's not like I was going to treat them any different because disease doesn't look at status, so I never did.
right. And so you never like saw yourself as what maybe like everyone else kind of saw you as, like, oh, she wears slacks every day now, or like she's fancy now. Like you never saw yourself like that.
No, never. But I do love boots. With my slacks.
You do love boots. You, girl, she loves to climb down a hallway. Ever, like weird to you going from, you know, a position where you were like serving people at Dairy Queen and then going to like I was saying, kind of more of like a status job, like a real job. Was it ever weird for you? Like, did you ever feel like you didn't deserve it?
Actually, not at all.
No?
No, because the people I was serving at Dairy Queen as a waitress, I was kind of servicing them as a healthcare provider.
Yeah.
I mean, like the people, Crosby and Rawls is a small community. So the people that I served in Rawls as a waitress would come in to the clinic and look for me to be able to get them in for an appointment. And when they would come in, they would conversate like I was still a waitress.
Yeah.
And they just enjoyed my company. I don't even know why,
Yeah.
but they did.
So nobody ever treated you any different or anything
No.
like that?
No, not at all.
Did you ever feel like you had to like prove yourself or anything once you were in that position?
No,
No?
not even, because I think I kind of proved myself as a waitress that it's like, this is who I am. I'm gonna kid with you. I'm gonna cuss at you. I'm gonna treat you the way I see you.
Yeah.
And who I am is who you get. I mean,
Yeah.
regardless of what position I hold.
And you see everyone the same. I've always, like, that's something that I look up to you as, like, you never change it up. You never switch it up. You never change who you are according to who you're talking to, or you might sometimes use, like, your professional voice. We all do. And then, of course, we use our little slang when we're all hanging out together, but you never, you always treat everyone with this, like, same respect that you would want. Where does that come from?
My mom. My mom never really looked down at anyone. People used to look down on her because, for whatever reason, but she's never done that.
Yeah.
So why should I do that? I see you as you are, not as what other people see you as.
Right. And does that also go to people who may be like a little higher status than you? You don't see them as someone that's better than you or like more powerful than you or anything like that. You just see them as another person.
As who they are.
Yeah.
And like, if they have a higher status and they're stuck up, that's the way I'm going to treat them. The way you treat me is what you're going to get from me.
Period.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat things, and I'm not going to kiss anybody's ass,
Right.
because that's not who I am. And like, you like me or you don't.
Yeah.
Move on if
Right.
you don't.
You get what you give.
You get what you
get.
give.
I'm
Exactly.
always going to come as real as I possibly can. And for me, like you said, it's always been like just first nature to be kind to people.
Yeah.
And my face might say otherwise, you know, but it's always
Same.
my position to come at people kind. And a lot of it has
And
to do
then
with
how
growing
you
up.
come back at me is how the reception you're gonna get.
Yes, exactly. So how you treat me is how I'm gonna treat you.
Yeah.
Period. And sometimes grandma will be like, well, you never know what people are going through. They might have a bad day. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
but-
grandma, I have bad days too, but
I do not come across like that.
yes.
And like, I would do my damnedest to make someone feel good about themselves, a smile that they probably haven't seen all day.
Yeah.
But if you're coming at me all twisted, guess what? You get the twisted Abby.
Right.
And you don't want that.
And you don't want that. You don't want that. Well, that's good. You are so confident in yourself and so confident that you belong where you are. And do you feel like that has helped you like move up in your career because you truly feel and know that you deserve it? Not in a cocky way or anything like that, but in a, hey, I've worked to be here.
Yes.
Yeah, I deserve it.
Exactly. And like, because nobody taught me what I did, what I do. I didn't go to school for it. I learned by Google, my best friend. Nobody actually taught me. My first job in the medical field, it was like, here you go, big old stack of what they called then super bills, diagnose all these diagnoses, like it was ICD-9s, it was
You
like,
have to code it.
had to code it, had to look through this thick ass book to find out what the code was, so I could bill it to an insurance, and it was like totally new. I had never done that, but I accomplished that. Started off at $10 an hour. I am now at $30 an hour. And yeah, it took like 15 years to get there, but without a college degree, my experience and my knowledge at this point has gotten me there.
Yeah.
Because I strive to be that person.
Yeah.
Had I known going to college straight out of high school that this was an option, I'd probably be making $50-$60 an hour now.
Right. Just have some letters next to your name. Right. But you still.
Those letters mean nothing to me.
Right.
It's my experience, my value to these companies that I've worked with that has actually made me want to learn more
Yeah.
and do more. But as far as the education, some people, it does advance their career
Yeah.
with the education, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to spend all these hours. As long as you find something that you're good at and you love and people appreciate, that's what really counts. And you're happy
Yeah.
at what you do.
Right. Not just happy, but like joyful. You
Yes.
enjoy
You enjoy
going
doing
and
it.
doing, and it's not like a strain.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's good. I'm so glad that you found that in your life because I have seen like how hard you work. I've seen so many different versions of you, and it's inspiring because like you know who you are and you're exactly who you think you are. Like across all fields in life, you are that mom. You are that like businesswoman in your career and field, even with no college experience. And like you just are that person, like in everything. And I feel like everyone that knows you knows that. And
Like no nonsense.
yeah,
I mean, I'll play around, but when it comes to my kids,
Right.
my grandkids, that ain't no playing field.
yeah, exactly. So when you look back, say like 25, 30 years ago, did you think that you would, like, did you ever think that you would have a career that you enjoyed, that wasn't such a strain on your body because you had worked at like fast food places, you worked in, like you were a farmer, you're a whole ass farmer, agriculture, different things that, did you ever think that you would be like where you're at now?
No, I really didn't. I didn't have those expectations. I was pretty much going day by day, and fortunately, I found my calling. And that's probably, if I would have gone to school for that, I'd be making double what I'm making now. But I like what I do. Never did I think I would be where I'm at now. But thankful to my husband that got me moved out of where I was.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, seriously, if all you give your kid is Crosbyton, that's all you're ever gonna get. And he took me out of that. I progressed from there.
Right. Not that there's anything wrong with like living in small towns, but if you have dreams and aspirations, they're just not going to be fulfilled there because there's nothing.
There's nothing. There's no room to grow
Yeah.
in little communities like that. But fortunately, I was blessed with the opportunity to move forward in a field that I actually enjoy.
Right.
Even if I sit at a desk the whole time, I'm doing something and I'm making a difference. And that is my main purpose, to make a difference.
Yeah.
To make sure that people are cared for and the place that they're at is gonna be covered so that it don't have to go anywhere else.
Right. Because you know what it's like to be in a position where you maybe can't afford something that you want, something that's at least halfway decent.
Yeah.
And so you just knowing like where you come from, but not just like where you come from, but like the community and the people and the things that you've seen family.
And how biased everybody can be.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of your situation, they do not take that into account. But I have learned that some people that come from the bottom are actually great people. You
Yeah.
just got to get to know them.
Yeah, and some people just need a little bit more grace than others. Some people just need a little bit more time, and that's okay.
That's okay.
So, yeah, what you're doing does make a difference, and I'm sure that there's so many people out there from all the different places that you work that would attest to, if it wasn't for Addie, I wouldn't have gotten that appointment. If it wasn't for Addie, I wouldn't have known this or figured this out, or I would have had to pay, ridiculous amount out of pocket, or things like that. So,
Yeah, and that in itself is a blessing because I want to help them at their lowest, at their highest. I do not judge where you're at any point, but if I can be of any assistance, I will.
right. I love that. That's so, what a blessing. So, when you look at yourself today, do you consider yourself successful?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. From where I came from, and just trying to make my kids, you, your sister, and your brother know that no matter where you came from, it's where you end up.
Yeah.
And if you have dreams, follow them. You have something to say it. There is nothing in this world that can hold you back but yourself.
Yeah. Do you hate that you raised us like that because now we
Are so vocal? Sometimes.
and we literally do any single thing that comes to our mind?
Exactly. But no, I do not regret that one bit. And I hope that you guys are raising your kids the same way.
Yeah.
Because in this world, there is nothing that can hold you back from your dreams but yourself.
Period. Heard it here first. Okay, guys, I have one last question for my mom, and this is for whatever reason, this is the thing that has stuck in my head, and my husband will attest to this because for whatever reason, I am just like INDEPE. I am so misindependent. I actually rely on him a lot, and I'm super codependent, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I can do this. Because my mom always told me, don't depend on no man for nothing. Why don't you feel so strongly about that? You would tell me that more than anything. What made you feel so strongly about that?
Unfortunately, it was my mom's choice of men that made her work her ass off for her kids because he was not the baby daddy. And I watched my mom go through that. And I was like, hell no. I'll be damned. If I do that, my sisters do that, especially not my daughters.
Yeah.
No. Because a woman can do just as great with a man and without a man.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day,
You're gonna make it.
son-in-law. Yeah.
Look at it.
Husband. But at the end of the day, you gotta do for you. You gotta do for your kids, regardless.
Yeah, that's so true. Because that's always been a fear of mine. Even though, Derek and I have a great marriage, and I fully rely on him, and I am fully dependent on him because we are a one income family. But I've thought about that a lot. I completely rely
Where
on.
would you be
where would I
without
be if
him?
he decided to up and leave the next day or something?
Yeah.
Then or God forbid something happened to him. I'm like, where would I be? And so.
That's why, as a woman, you've gotta not so much. I don't know. I guess that's just been my defense. I've always had that because
Yeah.
my mom.
You had to put up
And
those.
yeah,
You saw what
What
you
she
didn't
went-
want.
she
Yeah.
went through, and I'm like, nope, not doing that. Damn if my girls do that.
Yeah.
And even my son he's a hard ass, but he still provides. he needs to, because if he didn't, I'll whoop his ass.
Period. Anna, you're welcome.
Welcome, handsome. And Anna.
All right, guys. Well, I think that is all the questions that I have for my mom today. Mom, thank you so much for doing this, for allowing me to ask you some very deep and personal questions and just kind of get to the nitty gritty. This podcast is kind of like to inspire people who are a little bit late in life. So, like, of course I thought about you, because I'm like, my mom has always provided. We've never gone without anything like that. You've always been like A1 since day one. But I do remember you going through so many different careers that were like, wow, a woman maybe shouldn't be doing those jobs.
Yeah.
I know it's 2025, but it was once 2005, and she should not have been out there. But nonetheless, she always provided. And then you were immensely like rewarded and blessed for that. And now, like, girl, you have a fireplace.
I know, girl. And
got a
it's not even
dishwasher.
outside.
You want one outside though?
No, we have one, but the fireplace is not outside. That was when it was burning.
Oh, like a bucket. Oh, okay.
It was burning in the
I
trash
think I'm
can.
between down. So, anyways, thank you so much. Do you have anything else you want to say?
I really enjoyed this, and I mean, I think you learned a lot about what I kind of went through. It's not something I advertise to you guys about the struggles, like when I first went to college and it just wasn't for me because I was going for nursing, didn't want that. I prefer to go to work versus to raise you versus going to college. I needed money, not education at that time.
Right.
But I mean,
And I don't
we
think
managed.
that's, yeah, you managed to get by it, and I don't think that is something that anyone can ever understand until they go through it.
Exactly.
And some people are more fortunate than others. Like, I have a stepsister, and she was able to go to college and, you know, while still having her 3 kids. So she was able to do it. She had a lot of help, but it is very much you have to pick and choose, and it's like a double-edged sword, because no matter what you choose,
Exactly.
like, you're either giving up, you know,
Either you
what could
do
be
or
a
you
great,
don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
pretty
so
much.
it's just either way.
But my greatest gift is raising the 3 of you. Like, trials and tribulations between the 3 of you. But you guys, all 3 of you, are doing amazing. And whatever y'all do, whatever y'all choose to do, y'all know I've got y'all's back.
Yeah, we do know that. So, I'm ready for Christmas, are you?
Yes.
Do you have all my gifts?
You didn't send me a list.
I wasn't asked for a list this year. But that's neither here nor there. So, thank you all for joining us
We're
today.
talking about past shit.
And I will see y'all on the next episode. Love you, bye.
Absolutely no way my parents got me seats this freaking close to Park McCollum. Shut up. Best parents ever!